Welcome back to Dogtown Homestead. Happy holidays, happy new year. I know we're 4 days into the new year and I haven't done a video yet, but we've been busy. Have had tons of guests over to our house, including my mom, and then one of my sister's friends, Jex, who appeared in an earlier video, moving pigs in the summer. And here we are. We got, I think, 2 to 3 inches of snow yesterday. The pigs still need to be moved. So my original plan, which I don't think is necessary, we'll find out. My original plan was to shovel a new path for their fence. I don't know if it's necessary. I'm trying to figure out how to make that call. Also, I'm not sure I want to move them that way. I just tested the fence right here. I tested it by pushing it into the ground to see if I could tell if it was actually going into the ground, and I feel like I can tell the difference on that. And so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to not shovel a line around their new paddock. We are instead just going to move them as we normally would. The difference this time is that when we let the pigs into the new paddock, we're gonna make sure that the old paddock is still up so that if they can get out of the new paddock, they won't be able to get out of the entirety of 2 paddocks. Another thing that happened since my last video, actually a lot has happened since my last video. Number 1, those dogs are off the hook. So I mentioned in that video that I had seen dogs down here and that I was convinced that dogs had chased the pigs off and had beaten them up. I'm still convinced that something chased the pigs off the homestead, because they have been in this paddock for 4 days due to weather, and they haven't escaped at all. And there are plenty of places in this fence that they could just step over right now, and they have not done that. That fence was pulled out of the ground and laid down flat on the ground. So someone or something got them out of their paddock. And when they got up to that mobile home park, it wasn't dogs that hurt them. It was a man with an aluminum baseball bat. I met the eyewitness yesterday. And he came out of his house and took swings at the pigs with the bat. Hit the female so hard that she fell over, shaking, tried to stand up and fell over again, shaking. Hit the dude so hard his eyes swelled, I don't know. Hit him right in the side of the face, knocked him out. And swelled shut. There it is. Hit him so hard he was knocked out, which explains why she had such a hard time getting up when we finally found them. And that is super upsetting to think that somebody thinks that's a good idea. Like, that's how you handle someone else's animals. So that's what happened. What else has happened? Oh.
So fencing the property.
Yeah. So that has made it so that fencing our property has become our first priority, which is another project I need to start this week. And I'll share everything about that in that video. I learned a lot from a guy who's been ranching, farming his whole life, rotating cattle his whole life. He came as a consultant and looked at our at our place, and we're going to be fencing the property, and that's going to be a video forthcoming this week. I got a lot of chainsawing to do, so it's going to be like a 4-part or 5-part series. Finally, we had a few days of bad weather, as I mentioned, which my wife April came down to the pigs to feed them scraps one day and saw that our Energizer was flashing red and green, which meant that we were about to lose that battery. Meant it was like less than 50%. If those batteries hit 20%, there's a chance they'll be ruined. And we didn't want that to happen. However, we didn't have enough extension cords to run all the way from our house. I'll show you where that is. All the way from our house, all the way down here.
100 yards?
Yeah, it's about 100 yards, a little over 100 yards. So we plugged in every extension cord we had and ran it down here. Still wasn't enough, so my good buddy Terry came, and with his extension cords, we were able to plug in this Energizer. So now it's not only being charged by the sun, it's being charged by our house, and we have 4,000 volts going through that fence right now, which is excellent, and what we need to have going through that. So anyways, buckle up. We're moving pigs today in the snow and not shoveling first. So here we go. Tell me about our fencing options. Had a lot to say about what we're doing, so I'm really excited to share that with you all. And he had some bad things to say about what we're doing, and he had some good things to say about what we're doing, and I'm going to share all that with you in the fencing videos. Hey, so far this seems to be working out okay. I can feel the ground with these Premier 1 posts. I can feel it going into the ground and actually seating on the ground with the shoulders that are at the end of the posts. So I think this will be okay. Now, if Terry were here, he would say, Captain, I don't deal with I think or I don't think. I deal in absolutes. So you need to be absolutely certain. So for Terry, if you're watching, I am absolutely certain, I think, that this is going to work. I don't know how this happened. You guys know what this means, don't you? They always get so excited on moving day. So if you can come over here, we want to show the viewers how I know these pigs did not get out by themselves. Come on over. Observe for a moment how low this section of the fence is. And they have not even, that's as far as they've come. So that's how I know they did not let themselves out. So now April is gonna go get some food and water, and I'm gonna get their feed pans and move them to the new paddock. And then we're just gonna let them go in there. Hopefully the ground isn't so frozen that we have problems moving that hay ring, which new design for mobile pig shelter is coming. Hopefully we don't have problems moving the hay ring because of the cold that we've had. I think it's 25 degrees right now. But anyways, April's gonna go get the food and water. I'm gonna get the feed pans and move them into the new paddock and get ready to receive these pigs into the new paddock. Well, it's gonna require some effort for me to get this part of the fence up because there's so much dirt and snow on top of the bottom portion of the fence. So right now comes an even more challenging part, and that's gonna be trying to move this hay ring through this paddock that they have utterly destroyed. Great. Here's why I hate this design. Well, the principle was good, that I can just tow it around with my lawn tractor. That principle is sound. This thing is still pretty heavy, and it's stuck to the ground right now. So I gotta figure it out. And there we are. Without any help at all from my brother-in-law, I made it. So, pigs are moved. Easier than I thought it would be. Thanks again for watching another episode here on Dogtown Homestead. Like and subscribe if you feel so led. We're glad you're able to join us as we figure out this whole farming thing. Can't wait to share the next episode, which is going to be talking about fencing as well as wisdom we learned from a lifelong rancher. It's going to be great. But Happy New Year. Set some goals for 2022 and achieve those goals. And if you would like, share some of your goals in the comments down below. We'll see you next time.